Hey everybody, Mark Presley here, and as you can see, I'm a magician, not a musician. Although I do love the art of DJing and mixing records with vinyl and that type of thing, I really haven't gotten into the newer technology with music. I just like using my vinyl, and I think these days, although I think the technology they have for DJing is phenomenal. It seems like some of that technology takes away the art of DJing, which is mixing records, where it seems like some of the technology today kind of does it for you. I could be wrong, I don't know, but call me silly. I just love my vinyl. And magic and music has always been a battle for me. What do I like best? Magic, music, magic. I started doing magic at about 6 years old, and it wasn't until my teens where I started getting into music, and I discovered house music by mistake, if you want to call it mistake. I don't know. Maybe it's more like fate. But I was scrolling through the radio one night, and I came across a radio station called WBMX, and they were playing some house music, they called it. I'm like, what the heck is this? I never heard of it before, but I was just sucked in, and I'm like, I want to learn how to do this. And so it wasn't until my early 20s that I decided that I wanted to try to get into DJing. And I was looking through the paper one day, the classifieds, and I saw DJ Wanted, and it was a DJ that owned his own company, and his name is Paul Drake. He goes by the name of Paul Drake Productions. Big shout out for Paul there. So I called him up, and we met, and he liked me and I liked him, and so he kind of took me under his wing and he showed me the ropes of DJing, and he kind of showed me how to mix a little bit. I also started going to clubs, and I started hanging out, and I started getting to know the DJ, and then they started feeling pretty comfortable with me, and they invited me into the booth. And one DJ was showing me about mixing beats per minute, and I had no idea what that was. And he told me, well, you get a stopwatch, and you put on a record, and you basically time how many beats there are in a minute, and it helps you with matching the beats with other records. I never really got into that. I don't know why, but it just seemed like a lot of work for me. Not that I don't want to put the work into it. It's just I learned a different method, and that's just me. I learned how to mix just by ear. I got so familiar and acquainted with all my albums that I could literally look at the side of a cover or the partial top, and I'll know what record it is. A lot of you DJs out there probably know what I'm talking about. So I was able to be playing a song and have a vision in my mind what song would go good with that, and all I kind of had to do is look for the color of that album. So I kind of learned a different way. I'm sure there's some out there that can relate to what I'm talking about. So I was working for Paul a little bit. We're doing weddings, and then I kind of wanted to move on at that point in my life, and I started looking at other DJ companies, and then I saw another one in the paper, and I called him, and he said, yeah, why don't you come on over to my studio, and we'll meet. So I go over there, and he had a beautiful house. He had a studio in his house and he had a couple, turntables, Technic 1200s, and a mixer and some vinyl on the side. And he said, "Okay, let's see what you got." So I started mixing records, and afterwards, he really liked what he saw and what he heard, and so he pretty much hired me on the spot. What I didn't realize is that the guy that was listening to me mix was
Scott Smokin Silz.
I'm like, whoa! I didn't even know. So I started working with him, and doing weddings, and we did some high school functions where they would kind of, make it like a hot mix night or prom or whatever it may be. And I had another guy working with me, helping me load the equipment and lighting gear and that type of thing. So it was a lot of fun. And then there was one time I was working for him. I was doing a wedding, and I'll never forget this day. It always sticks in my mind. You ever have something that sticks in your mind? I call it like a life lesson that's kind of etched into your brain, and it kind of like just sits there. And every now and then it'll pop up, and when it pops up, you kind of shake your head at yourself and you say, "What was I thinking?" Well, let me tell you the story. I was doing a wedding for Scott, and it was a really kind of upscale wedding, a beautiful banquet hall, and outside they had the bride and groom getting married, and then they would come in uh, and line up down the aisle, and I'd play the wedding music, and then later on at night, we'd be hopping with some dance music. Prior to that, I'm getting ready, and Scott, every now and then would show up at places, just to check up on things, and he looks at me and he goes, "You should clean your collar or change your collar." I don't remember the exact words, but right away I took great offense to it. Now I was kind of young, I was in my 20s, and I just took offense to it because I thought it was kind of like cocky and arrogant. And later that night, I ended up leaving a note for him, and I ended up quitting. Yep, I left.
Scott Smokin Silz.
Well, later on in life, it wasn't until later on, when I was able to mature and grow up, I realized the value in what he was saying and what he was, trying to tell me. And the only advice I could give you is don't quit your job just because your boss tells you to clean your collar, because they're trying to help you. That boss, even if they are arrogant or whatever, and they might not even be arrogant. Scott was a pretty nice guy. I just took it that way. Why? Because I felt like it was an attack towards me. But he was right. If I'm going to be doing this and be in the eyes of the public, I should have a clean collar. I should be immaculate, looking good and sharp. And, there's a reason why he got to where he's at. And that's because he's an expert. He knows what he's doing. And he wanted me to be an expert. So he's trying to pass on some of that knowledge onto me. But I ended up losing out because I ended up leaving just because of that little remark. It was stupid. But anyway, it all worked out for the best because later on in life, I learned from that great lesson. I'm still doing magic and not DJing as much. I always thought it'd be cool to combine the two, because I love music so much. In fact, I'm kind of doing that already with my magic, where I kind of will find a certain piece of music that'll go with a magic effect. But I think it would be kind of cool to do both DJing and magic live. That would be kind of something. Now, another thing I wanted to share with you is how when I was DJing, I would sometimes get a little bit agitated because you'd get vinyl records where maybe only a partial side of the album was good music, for mixing. The other portion not so good, and it could vary. It could be on this portion of the album towards the front or towards the end. And so one day, with my magic, I discovered something. This kind of happened just by chance, because I was getting so kind of frustrated with uh, having only a portion of vinyl that I liked and the rest I didn't. So then I decided, you know what? I'm going to just see if I can take some of that vinyl and just kind of separate it. There we go. Because then now I have like 45s. Look at that. You see that? So I could use these, and now that cuts down on a lot of weight. You know, I could just use this vinyl. So I came up with that. Now the thing is, the other problem I ran into then is, well, the remainder of the vinyl, it has a big hole in it. This is the portion that I didn't want, that I had no use playing because, frankly, it sounded like crap. So then I thought, you know what? Maybe I could incorporate this into some magic. This is what I came up with.
You're watching and listening to the sounds and the magic of Mark Presley. Explore the magic in the music as he takes you on a magical journey into heart-pounding music and magic. And now, please welcome Mark Presley.
By the way, these are the gels with lights. When I used to DJ, I used to bring my own lights. So these are the gels, and now I have kind of like a light show when there's a bright light shining on me.
We started dancing and love put us into a groove. As soon as we started to move, the music played while our bodies displayed through the dance. Then love picked us out for romance.
There you have it. So, as I was growing with my DJ ability, I decided to start doing just that. And I started doing weddings, and I was incorporating my magic into my music. In fact, I even came up with my own style and also my own kind of package that I would give people, where I would kind of walk around during cocktail hour and do magic while the music was playing in the background. And then every now and then, you know, while I have some music going, I would kind of just do a trick, you know. So that's kind of like my thing. I just wanted to share with you. But right now I'm not doing any DJing. I'm strictly kind of doing magic, and I kind of do these underground DJ things in my studio here. So I'm going to get into some mixing right now, which I haven't really done in a long time. Again, I kind of just do this by ear. So I'm going to get into some old school DJing, and I hope you like it. And please subscribe to my channel. I'm working really hard with my YouTube channel. I want to get some more subscribers. I do all kinds of things. I do magic, and you know, I'll do my DJ segments, things like that. So I really would appreciate your support. Subscribe to my channel, Faces of Magic. Now I'm going to get into some DJing. All right, so I'm going to put on some vinyl, and I'm going to see what I can do.
You're in the mix with DJ Mark Presley. It's not just magic, it's music. DJ Mark Presley. Hocus Pocus.
trying to touch the sky but overlook the sun. That's why reality keeps telling me that you're the one. Just the very thought of you gets me around. And darling, I try not to show. Now I don't know what to do. To myself that I'm dying, so let's not just let it go. My heart does double beats for you, double beats for you. Double beats for you, double beats for you, double beats for you, double beats for you, double beats for you.
So tell me what's the deal? Is it over? This couldn't be more real. And you don't seem to care. It's just another nightmare. I'd rather sleep and dream than face reality. Communicate. Tell me what's been going on. Communicate. Won't you tell me, baby? Communicate. Come, tell me what's been going on. Communicate. Won't you tell me, baby? Is it over? Is it over? Is it over now? I've got to know. Is it over? Is it over now? So tell me, baby. Is it over? Is it over now? I've got to know. Is it over? Is it over now? Communicate, communicate. Tell me what's been going on. Communicate, communicate. Won't you tell me, baby? You don't seem to care for me, then baby, won't you set me free? I am still in love with you, so tell me what you're gonna do. You don't seem to care for me, then baby, won't you set me free? I am still in love with you, so tell me what you're gonna do. Ooh, baby, tell me, baby, tell me, baby, tell me, do you love me? Do you care? Do you love me? Do you care? Do. Oh, baby, I've got to know. I've got to know. Is it over? Is it over now? So tell me, baby. Is it over? Is it over now? I wanna know. Is it over? Is it over now? Tell me, baby. Is it over? Is it over now? Yeah, baby. Is it over? Is it over? Yeah, well, I thought our soul was on another level entirely. Older women. You think I've learned by now? They make you believe they really, really love you. Turns out they're only after one thing.
That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed my little mix. Please subscribe to my channel, my YouTube channel. It is Faces of Magic, for some more videos on magic and music. I'm Mark Presley. Have a great one. Thank you.